Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Guys, tonight we are taking a look at episode 4 of House of the Dragon. This one's called King of the Narrow Sea. Now, it's been a crazy season so far. I really like where it's going, and I'm super excited to see this. It has not disappointed at all. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, generally I was a little leery about a prequel as well, just because it had so much to live up to. But man, first 3 episodes, I think they did a fantastic job. Great story development, great character development, and a ton of that classic
Backstabbing politics.
Ton of the classic Game of Thrones action. So really excited to see what this episode brings.
All right, without any further ado, let's go.
Well fortified against any future Dornish incursions. And though my seat may be lesser in size, situated most pleasingly.
Oh, he's making a proposition
Yeah.
to be the husband.
Did you think my great-grandmother is beautiful as they say?
This
that's a test.
was half a century ago, Princess.
The man is older than my father. It's unseemly for him to put himself forward as a contender for my hand.
What's his 5-year plan? Not to die?
Next, just next. He's got his old. Well, you know the line.
Your day shall be easy, and night safe, under my protection.
The princess has a dragon, you dumb.
I'm going to like that one. Let us have the next. So we may go to supper.
Yeah, she was amused.
So we may get to supper.
I would happily row myself back to King's Landing if I brought an end to this ridiculous pageant.
Oh, somebody got ran through. I knew it. I knew he was going to take a stand. Oh,
The little kid
That's
took
what you
Chute
get.
out.
Didn't they say there was one missing? Oh.
So what do you do if you're on a boat and a dragon attacks you?
Oh, not much.
First few episodes weren't good for the king's cutting himself up on the Iron Throne.
Oh. Guys, thank you for the heads up about the less worthy you are, the more the throne cuts you. That was a nice heads up.
Drop a comment below. In medieval times, how would you have multiple perfectly round stair columns? You carving each one exactly like the other? Lathe work? Did they have lathes back then?
All right. It's time to get serious here, Oak. This is...
Oh.
Added to the chair.
Oh, is that chair? Is the Iron Throne swords of all the kings they've defeated?
You wear a crown. Do you also call yourself king?
Once we smash the triarchy, they name me King of the Narrow Sea. But I know that there is only one true king, Your Grace.
Ooh, bending the knee and getting in line.
Wow. Old bend of the knee. Strong signal.
Where is Lord Corlys?
He sailed home to Driftmark.
Who holds the stepstone?
Tides, the crabs, and 2,000 dead triarchy corsairs staked to the sand to warn those who might follow.
Jeez.
All right. Families back together a
We
little
couldn't
bit.
have gotten a slow clap. I would have really loved a slow clap.
A great debt for her.
Wow, talk about some redemption.
Yeah.
For Daemon. Wow.
You were. Our mother, she had no regard for custom or tradition, rules, and I, sadly, was no great warrior.
Congratulations on your victory.
Well, the dragon didn't hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
Damon care for a tour of the gallery. He hasn't yet seen the new tapestries gifted to you by Novus and Cohort.
Would you like to see the tapestry?
I always think of Indiana Jones.
Would you like to see the tapestries?
Surmise the tour did not go well.
Wait, she's not pregnant anymore. They had the second baby.
Right.
It is rare for girls in this realm to get a choice between two suitors, no less two score of them.
They only want my name in my Valyrian blood for their offspring.
I think it's rather romantic.
How romantic it must be to get imprisoned in a castle and me to squeeze out heirs.
Oh, that's what she had to do.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops, didn't mean that. Well,
Awkward.
How angry is he? The king went through great effort to arrange your tour.
He is frustrated.
But I am glad you are home. I find I have few friends lately. I like to believe I'm still the Lady Alicent, but all anyone sees when they look at me now is the Queen.
Not all it's cracked up to be, is it sometimes?
No. Well, it's good to see these two are kind of having a moment.
Yeah, things got a little touchy with them. Like the whole, you married my dad kind of thing, and your son potentially took my spot.
Yeah.
Lord Corlys is said to have engaged in negotiations with the Sea Lord of Ravos. He plans to wed his daughter Laena to the Sea Lord's son. If House Velaryon entered into an alliance with the Free Cities, we would have to seek our own marriage pact.
Can these houses just not say like, hey, we're cool, we're gonna form an alliance? There has to be a marriage.
It sounds like
hey, you know, if we teamed up, we could be something bad. There's got to be a marriage involved.
It seems like that's the case. Like it's marriage, and they have to produce heirs. And
jeez,
looks like a daughter, I think.
Yeah, but they dressed boys like that back then too.
Good night, Sir Kristen.
Tension.
Sleep well, princess.
I can imagine that. Like, you got all these young dudes, old dudes, crusty dudes trying to get you to marry him. And then your personal guard, like the one guy you're not supposed to marry, is basically like Brad Pitt with dark hair and a non-tourney knight. Those dragon riding clothes, they look kind of like canvasy clothes.
Yeah.
I think those are dragon riding clothes.
Oh gosh, I wish I could have seen that drawing. I thought it was like her mother was in the bed, but I'm probably way off.
It's like a map.
Oh, maybe a secret room. Well, who gave her that? Daemon, maybe?
And the outfit to sneak out in.
Yeah. They do such a good job of every scene in this series being like so intriguing, and you don't want to miss anything.
There's not any wasted camera work or
100%.
angles or anything. Ooh, magic.
Oh. Ooh, the king's missing some digits there.
Oh, is this... They are. Are they gone?
Leave us.
Oh, is his whole arm infected?
That's kind of what it looks like.
You have a far kinder touch than they do.
Thank you, husband.
Or if he's got like gangrene setting in or something.
Maybe that was just the angle.
Our good king names his daughter a girl. His heir.
Oh, she's getting to see how the people actually feel instead of being locked away in the castle.
But would she make a powerful queen, or would she be feeble?
Boy, Daemon's up to something here.
Their wants are of no consequence.
They're of great consequence if you expect to rule them one day.
Gotta win the people.
For one night, I wish to be free of the burdens of my inheritance.
4 copper street rat in King's Landing, we pay for our pleasures. Hey, stop, boy! Wait, I'll find him.
So what, she thought she could just take it? And
Yeah, not used to having to pay for
having to
stuff.
pay.
Oh, those guys are kind of creepy.
Pardon me, your grace. The king has requested your presence.
Like in a separate room?
That's what I found interesting. That almost sounds like the start of Van Halen. Everybody wants some, doesn't it?
It's probably not Van Halen. No.
What?
Come on.
What are we doing here?
No. Oh,
what?
Come on.
What? Guys, I know it's Game of Thrones, but help me out here.
It's your uncle.
She's like into it too. What the heck
Yeah.
is going on here? I mean, obviously we saw this type of relationships in Game of Thrones, but I was not expecting this at all.
All right, this is going to happen. Oh.
What was that? Was he testing her, or what was going on here?
He got the old guilt trip. Like, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe he heard
his conscience kicked in.
Must have heard bad medicine.
He's like, wait a minute.
How did you get
my helmet?
Oh, she's going to put on that helmet and get rid of everything else. You wait and see. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep,
don't do it.
What a stand.
Look, I got the best job anybody in my family has ever had.
Don't screw
in the history
this up.
of my family. And now this. Well, we saw this coming from the joust.
We did,
You
but
know.
I thought it'd be a different way.
Imagine trying to take all that armor off. Like,
How does this work?
you know, this piece of armor, clink, clank. Get your, get the rest of your armor on and bail, buddy. Oh,
It's like, what the hell?
there goes all his
You only live
second.
once.
There goes his second guessing himself.
Yep.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's taking forever.
It's just the whole process.
Be like, I'm really not into it anymore. Why don't you just go ahead and give me some wine or something?
They had to give him a nice little chest rug too, didn't they?
That worked for Henry Cavill, I guess.
What is it? A messenger brings word from the White Worm.
Who's the White Worm now?
Oh, a little spy. Remember, he saw Princess outside and Daemon.
Am I your prisoner?
Okay, he's back with his lady.
I'm your protector. Lucky for you. This will cut the fog.
Oops.
Whoops.
Common hall.
I'm not so common.
Then not so common hall then.
Oh, Jesus.
You never were one to stay idle.
Hard lessons are not welcomed, but suffer.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Did she just sell him out?
I apologize for the early hour, Your Grace. I have discomforting news I thought it best shared discreetly before the council convenes. The sea snake. I'm afraid it concerns the princess, my king.
Has she been harmed?
Oh, he's gonna go break into her room and find him with dude.
Well, I thought
It is no easy thing to tell
he's
a
gonna say
father of
he
his
saw him
daughter's
with
exploits.
Damien at a house.
I had considered saying nothing, but
What has she done?
the princess was spied last evening, beyond the walls of the keep, in a pleasure house.
What of it?
She was carrying on with her uncle.
Oh, busted!
Daemon and Rhaenyra were seen together in the bowels of a pleasure den.
Oh, she's hearing it.
Coupling.
This is a lie.
Coupling. That's what we're gonna call it.
I only wish that were true, Your Grace.
Problem is, you didn't have
Responsible for this gossip?
cameras back then.
Awaiting your best chance to destroy her reputation.
I have no such intent, Your Grace.
You think yourself a cunning man? Your designs are obvious. Do you wish to have your blood on the Iron Throne so badly that you are willing to destroy mine own?
He wants his grandson on that throne.
Yep.
Leave me. Right.
Your Grace.
Just a snake in the grass. You know what? Get out.
You know what, though? Daemon could be blamed for it because the princess and Sir Criston did their thing, so they could blame Daemon for it.
Princess, I have a message from the Queen.
Your dad's a little pissed.
Yeah, you got a little bit of explaining to do.
What happened last night? Were you with your uncle?
I haven't seen him in years. He took me into the city for some fun.
Tell me the whole of it, Rhaenyra.
Your father accused me of something. Was I drank wine, left the castle after dark?
That you f***ed Daemon in a pleasure house.
Calling you out.
A little more straightforward than coupling.
I am the princess. To question my virtue is an act of treason.
Oh, snap.
We drank in a tavern. It's getting late. And I asked to go home, but Daemon wished to continue. As he was my escort, I had no real choice.
Continue? In a brothel?
He took me to a show. I was only a spectator. I didn't do anything.
She's just mad because she had to...
And then Daemon sank into his cups.
She had to get on with the king and his scurvy or whatever he's got going on.
It's gangrene.
Daemon never touched me. I swear this to you, upon the memory of my mother.
It was foolish of you to place yourself in a position where your virtue could even come into question. The king has strived to find you a good match, and so have I. If that lord were to think that you were being...
That's what I'm wondering is, when they say virtue, do they mean her virginity? And Sir Kristen took that.
Sullied.
Well, their words, you know.
The king demands an audience, my friend.
Take your hands off me.
I mean, she did admit that very minimal that he took her to a brothel, which probably isn't good.
Yeah.
My daughter.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to say she stopped him. And then stories will conflict.
Yeah.
When we were Rhaenyra's age, we fucked our way through most of the brothels on the Street of Silk.
We were young men. She is just a girl. Your niece.
Rhaenyra's a woman grown. Better her first experience would be with me than some.
Oh, he's saying it.
You are the dragon. Your word is truth and law. When I offered up my crown, you said I could have anything. I want Rhaenyra. I take her as she is and wed her in the tradition of our house.
You're already wed.
That didn't stop Aegon the Conqueror from taking a second wife.
You are no conqueror. You are a plague sent to destroy me.
Give me Rhaenyra to take to wife.
It's not my daughter you lust for, is it? It's my throne. Go back to the Vale, Daemon. To your lawful wife. Strive to restore whatever scrap of honor remains in you. Or don't. Matters not to me, as long as you are gone from my side for good.
As you wish, brother.
He's just gonna nap there.
Right there in the throne room.
You believe he lied?
How often does he speak the pure truth?
Pretty
How
solid
does
point.
confessing to such things serve him?
By reducing you.
She makes a valid point.
Yeah, she
Whatever
does.
transpired, Rhaenyra is not innocent.
Only because Daemon tried to corrupt her.
Daemon and Rhaenyra share the blood of the dragon. They are restless and chaotic.
She swore to me that she remains a maiden, and I believe her.
Nope.
Not
That
the
would
case.
be an inaccurate statement. And I think she swore to you that she didn't, well, no, was it virtue or that just not with
I
Daemon?
think not with.
Either way.
Either way.
Before Aegon's death, the last of the Valyrian pyromancers hid his song in the steel.
Oh, you got to heat it up to read it.
From my blood come the prince that was promised, and his will be the song of ice and fire.
That did happen later.
Your courtship is at an end. You will wed Selena Velaryon, and you will do so without protest.
The son of the sea snake, so I can be a remedy for your political headaches.
You are my political head.
Jesus.
You speak of the conqueror's vision and the need for strength and unity across the realm, but how can that be accomplished with your most trusted advisor so self-interested?
Every lord and lady that calls for an audience with me, every man on my small council and all councils past has been self-interested. It is unavoidable.
I disagree. I will do my duty as heir and with Selena, but you must first do yours as king.
And?
Name a new hand, I bet. Or maybe worse.
Your Grace.
Out him for perjury?
My father was a hale and healthy warrior and dragon rider. At the peak of his ability, Jaehaerys named a great royal hunt to celebrate him being named the Hand of the King. 5 days later, my father lay dead.
Oh.
He's calling him out.
Turney's last longer. Heir to the Iron Throne. Dead of a burst belly.
The Queen loves you, as I know you love her.
Your interests no longer align with those of the realm. Your judgment has been compromised.
And must tell his king a discomforting truth from time to time, Your Grace. If he doesn't, he's failed as a servant.
You were a faithful servant, Otto. The crown and the realm both owe you a debt that can never be repaid. But I can no longer trust your judgment.
Oh, I was thinking he was going to pull that blade out.
The old. Some things are better left unsaid, Hightower.
Yep. But, Hightower wasn't wrong, though. He did say what happened.
He's been scheming the whole time. Oh, put on your mom's dress and go hang out with the king.
True. That's fair.
Greasy bum.
I hope you can forgive the late hour, Princess. I took great care in its preparation. If not brewed properly, it can either prove ineffective or else bear unpleasant.
Brewed properly. I'm sorry, what is that?
It's like a plan B.
Tea, Princess. It will rid you of any unwanted...
What?
Yeah. The king doesn't want anything to get in his way of this being like the perfect setup.
He's worried about her being pregnant.
Yeah.
What? Oh. Okay. Here's what I want to know. Where is there that long ago? What did they have? Herbs and stuff like that? They had no science behind any of that.
The Grand Maester made it sound like it was there to do the job. So, wow, this is not an easy show to do at all, guys.
Wow. Yeah, well, for those of you watching on Patreon, we're doing our best here. Certain scenes where not obviously, I think if this is something that you watch at home in the privacy of your own home, so you can have like your own reactions, right? But when you're reacting to partying scenes in medieval Plan B in front of an audience, it's a little awkward. So
it's the best way to put it.
We're doing our best. I thought it was a good episode. Otherwise, I think it really, all whatever aside, it talks about some of the responsibilities that they had back then, and she's supposed to be just traveling around at what she was. I think she's 21 now. I think there was 17. They jumped 4
years. Yeah.
So she's 21, and they're traveling around, going on tour, trying to marry her off. Old guys, young guys. We got to see a little bit what she's going through.
Yep.
And she just wants to live her life. And of course, as a princess, she's not able to. She's supposed to do this and that and that and this. And the uncle, for better or worse, was trying to take her out and show her a good time. Obviously, it went way sideways. I think when you see that, you're like, we all have a buddy who's got like that uncle who's the uncle who's got the Harley and the long hair, who takes him out to a bar when he's like 17 and they drink too much and whatever. Obviously this went a whole step further than it should have, but and then she made her own choices with Sir Criston
Cole.
Sir Criston Cole.
Handsomest man in the realm, apparently.
Hands down. So I think this episode, like I said, all the perviness aside, it just said a lot about, her, coming into her own as a woman and wanting to make her own decisions and not feeling like she can do so because it's part of her royal duty. And on the flip side of it, you have her best friend, Alicent, who is now the queen with a couple of kids and very clearly dissatisfied with certain aspects of her relationship with the king.
Yep.
And, there's some jealousy components there. So a lot to do with, your duties to the crown, kind of conflicting with what you want to do as a young individual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing that I want to ask you guys, and you as well, Oak, was Daemon really up to something with her, or was he just trying to show her what's out there and what's possible? Because now that I go back and watch it, I know when we first saw that scene between Daemon and Rhaenyra, we thought, whoa, is Daemon actually trying to get with her? But I don't think that was the case. I think he was just trying to show her what's out there, and that's why he pulled back, and then she went out to make her own decision. I know it is what it is, but in Game of Thrones world, I think that's a distinct possibility. And let's not forget, Rhaenyra feels the way she does because of what she saw happen to her mom at a young age. She says it right in this episode, that is the queen's one duty to essentially just be in the castle and have children and have heirs until the day you die. Is that all there is? And obviously she's going to have some different feelings about that.
Like, I think you can look at everything with Daemon in a couple different ways. One, you can look at it from the whole, like, seeing if he could, right? Like, I'm not going to go through with it, but I just want to know, like, if I wanted to, could I have? You know, that whole thing.
Because we have seen that on Game of Thrones.
Right. Like, he wants to know, you know, I wonder if she would, you know, and he got his answer and then he bailed. Like, now, look, there's also you get in the heat of the moment and you're like, oh, like, I can't do this, you know? And I think there's plenty of people out there who have had, you know, hopefully not with your niece, but plenty of, you know, just different experiences in life where you find yourself in a situation, whether it be intimate or otherwise, where you're just like, I can't do this. I gotta bail. And then, you know, when he's by the king, you got to wonder if he was just like, if he was like saying, I want to marry her just so the king didn't be like, you know, because he told her, yeah, I did it for recreation, or, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If he confesses that he's in love somehow,
to take the heat off her, maybe.
To take the heat off himself, you know, like, oh, you went and did this, but no, I'm in love with her. And it's like, okay, well, you can't be in love with her. But then it, you know what I'm saying? It takes the sting off of, hey, we just did it for, you know, in the heat of the moment versus, oh, I love her and I want to marry her.
But there was a lot of folks in the comments were dropping some knowledge on us that this house does have a history of that, and as well as some other houses. So nieces marrying uncles, you know, nephews marrying aunts, that sort of thing happened.
Yeah, I guess it's
in this world. So
I guess I don't know. You know, obviously in Game of Thrones you had Jaime and Cersei Lannister, you know, the whole series, right? And it was very much kept a secret between those two, though. I mean, granted, that was brother and sister. Not trying to justify like it's that much better than uncle and niece, but I don't know enough, and we do appreciate you guys dropping the comments below. I don't know enough about this world and these books and everything to be like, hey, is that accepted? Mm-hmm. And even if it was in the storyline, it's still hard. It's awkward to watch, right? Like, we're, you know, a couple of guys, you know, you're watching it at home, and even if you're like, well, that's how it was back then, like, you know, it's kind of like, it's still awkward to watch. So we certainly appreciate people letting us know the backstory, just so we can have a better understanding of what's going on. The for lack of a better term, Plan B at the end was a little messed up. One, we don't know that maybe you got to imagine from the way that she talks, she's not ready to have a baby with Sir Kristen right away, and just wanted to have some fun. But to make that and to give it to her seems a little messed up. And like, look, me from the science side, like back then, how would they?
How do you know it's going to work and not take her out?
Yeah, like what did you make? You know, was there a testing process on this? Yeah. So, you know, we're talking, you know. People used to like, oh, you got a headache. Well, we need a bloodlet. We'll just drill a hole in your skull and
put some leeches on you. You'll be fine.
Let some of the blood out by drilling a hole in your skull. I mean, they used to do crazy stuff, so that's concerning as well. But
do you think Daemon is planning all of this, or do you think there's some things happening out of his control?
I don't. You know, I really feel like this episode really threw me off on what's happening with Daemon, because he came back and you felt like, okay, now he's in good favor, and all of a sudden he's going to be gone. I don't know. Maybe she is pregnant, and then they think maybe it's Daemon's because Sir, you know, Kristen has to stay quiet about it. Who knows? All I know is, like I said, an uncomfortable episode to watch. Very uncomfortable, but that is the Game of Thrones. I mean,
that's their world.
How many uncomfortable episodes did we watch? Many. I mean, God.
More than we can name. But, you know, I really thought this episode, again, everything we set aside, it really set the table for, you know, the backstabbery and the politics and the double and the triple crosses. And, you know, again, guys, drop a comment. What do you think about Otto, you know, and his whole role in this? I mean, everybody seems to have a scheme of what they're doing. Now, who's going to be the new Hand of the King? That's another thing I'm wondering about. Who's going to take that job? Is it going to be somebody that we've seen already, or is it going to be somebody new that gets brought in? And are we going to keep having time jumps in this series?
Do they bring in a new Hand of the King as another alliance? We need all these like that's the problem with the alliances. Like you can't like, and I get that their weddings that was customary, but like, hey, you got a big navy and I got a couple dragons. What do you say we get together? Like you couldn't just do like a handshake agreement or something where you come to terms. There has to be you have to marry off people. So
that's how you got to do it.
But a good episode all the way around. I think for as uncomfortable as it was to watch, it'll be interesting to see what our YouTube gut looks like.
Yeah.
but as always, guys. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you think. Fill us in if there's stuff that we missed or bits of knowledge that are going to help us further understand this backstory. But we appreciate you guys coming along with us for episode 4, and we'll be back for the next one.
Yeah, more to come. So, guys, for the Appleton Oak, I'm Mason Quinn, and Diamond Dave, good luck editing this one. Guys, we're going to see you on the next one. Take it easy.